Hello, everyone. Today is open topic. If anyone want to talk about topic, if any topic, you know, and open panel. It could be normally I don't do politics, but it's today is a debate. You know, if you guys do politics, if I see anyone argue with the politics, uh, I will stop it.
What was the little bell?
Oh, that's my notification
Oh,
from Facebook. Hey, John Paul. What's up? Welcome. How you doing today? Okay, guys, this is the couple days I found a video all about his dog was talking about. Hey, Bud Fires, what's up? Don't forget to push the like and don't forget to sub to website. Save good channel most of the time. And if you guys like baking, check your second channel. Okay, you ready
yes.
to play?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna share it.
Okay. How you guys doing today, John and the Bud?
The Bud Files. All
You
right.
guys
Well,
got
great.
yeah, you guys got on no vacation? Good.
Okay, stop resisting.
This is how she looked for her mugshot. On June 23rd, 2024, a 57-year-old citizen journalist and activist named Caroline was peacefully exercising her First Amendment right to film law enforcement in the course of their duty. That's when tyrant officer Matthew Kruger of the Fort Worth, Texas Police Department unlawfully and violently arrested her, causing serious injuries, which resulted in her being rushed to the emergency room. I must warn each and every one of you, the video you're about to watch is truly disturbing.
How do you know if they paid or not, ladies? Hey, ladies. Hey, Kruger. No, I'm not going to before. There's no FS. There's no nothing.
You can go to the other side of the street. You're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you
What are
again.
you talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right
Why?
now.
Wait, tell me why first.
We're doing it.
You're under arrest. You're not.
No, I'm not under it. Okay, you go.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
She's bleeding.
That bleeding is not good bleeding. That's a bad bleeding.
Caroline spent several hours in the hospital before she was eventually released and booked into the county jail. This is how she
Right. Even you can hear it in the lady cop's voice that she knew something was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but she still didn't do nothing about it either.
I know.
I mean, but what could she do? He would have slung her
Exactly.
around too,
Exactly.
right? He would have slung her around too.
Mhm.
looked for her mugshot.
Hello, Brenda. How you doing?
All for filming the police, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to
What's
bring
up,
on
Chris
Caroline's
Scott? How
attorney,
you
CJ
doing?
Grisham, so we can get some details on
everybody.
this case. All right, CJ, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate your time. I know you've been very busy with this case and other cases
Yeah.
you're working on, so thank you for giving me the time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, first things first, how is Caroline doing? When's the last time you spoke to her?
So I just spoke to her probably 2 hours ago, and she's sleeping. She's getting ready to go to sleep and is trying to get through the pain. So physically, she's and a lot of pain, but mentally she's still really tough and resilient. You know, they can't soil that resilience in her, but you know, they might blacken her eye, but they're not going to silence her voice.
Right. So what exactly, I will bring up her charges right here. So she was charged false alarm or report, interfere with public duties, resist arrest, and evading arrest.
Yeah, so I'll go down from the top to the bottom. The false alarm or report, I think, now keep in mind, I haven't seen the police reports yet, but since I've seen the video and saw and heard kind of what I heard, what I believe they're trying to claim on that false alarm or report is that when she said, help, help, rape, fire, fire, you know, because they were ignoring her. And so she was kind of being facetious about that.
Right.
Well, those charges, even if she hadn't been beaten, those charges would not fly because there are several elements that need to be involved. The fact that no one responded, she didn't expect anyone to respond, but the elements just aren't there for that to begin with. Interference with the public duties, you know, that's just I'm a cop and you didn't do as I say in Texas. It's contempt of cop. That's exactly what the interference statute is. And then you've got resisting and evading. So the difference in Texas with resisting arrest, search, or transport is that you provide some sort of opposition to them attempting to place you under arrest. That's essentially what resisting is. The difference about evasion,
Nick,
is that's actively running away or moving away from the police officer that's trying to arrest or detain you. That's physically like trying to get away, not backing away. You know, if you're backing away and you're like, hey, leave me alone, that's more of a resisting thing. But if you turn around and try to run away, that's where the evading comes in.
So it sounds to me that the elements aren't here for any of these charges.
No, they're not. The only thing they can get her on evading is when they made her unconscious, perhaps her soul tried to run away.
Right. And I want to touch into that, you know, because this is a very serious situation. And, you know, you just mentioned that, you know, officers are trained to say, you know, stop resisting, stop resisting, stop resisting. Even when you're not resisting, they're just trained automatically to say that. Same way I trained myself to every time a law enforcement officer says that I am under arrest, I'm not resisting, I'm not resisting, I'm not resisting. If you go watch any one of my arrest videos, you'll see I always say I'm not resisting, just to kind of put it out there that, you know, listen, I'm not resisting in any way, and I have evidence. Listen, I'm saying it the same way that they say that you are resisting. What disturbs me most, CJ, is that he says stop resisting after she's already.
What did you say, Gregor?
Getting told was on my chat.
Oh yeah, he's in your chat.
Yeah. How you
What's
doing,
up, Angel?
Prescott?
How's everybody doing?
I'm going to
Clearly
everybody
knocked unconscious. Do you want to go into what was that breathing that we heard? You know, I've seen a lot of people report on it. It's called agonal breathing. Can you explain that?
Yeah, agonal breathing. So what I'll tell you first is the fact that she's in agonal breathing and is unconscious, essentially. So I guess the best way to describe that is agonal breathing is when your body is trying to shut down and your brain is trying to force your lungs to continue to supply it with oxygen, but your body is sort of dying, is what your brain thinks. And so it's a forced mechanism between the brain and your lungs to try and get that oxygen, because your brain needs oxygen. And your brain senses that there's some kind of trauma going on. Well, in this case, the trauma was to the brain. And so the brain is sending these mixed signals thinking, wait a minute, I'm dying, I need oxygen. And so it forces the lungs to try and get more breath. And the best way to describe agonal breathing in most cases is dying breath. That's
good point.
Most of the time, that's what agonal breathing is. It's your dying breaths. If you've ever...
What happened?
What's it? When they tell you stop resisting, ask them, are you under arrest? You can't resist arrest if you ain't under arrest. Good point.
Well, she couldn't say anything. She was knocked the hell out. So
no, but She was knocked out,
But, you know,
Wes. She was,
yeah,
yeah, she was knocked
I
out.
did.
You know?
Hey, Howard.
Hey,
Hey,
Howard.
Ruby. Marcy T.
We'll get on.
Going.
I've ever seen anyone getting ready to die. They're taking those, quick breaths.
Right.
That's what it is. It's your brain trying not to die. It's your body trying to get the
wow.
oxygen that everything else is cutting off of it because of whatever trauma you're experiencing. And this is a perfect example of the fact that cops are robots, because here you've got somebody that's obviously in agonal breathing, obviously unconscious, and yet they revert to their training, and their training is stop resisting.
Right.
This is a perfect example of how what kind of nonsense police work is these days, because they just teach them, just say stop resisting, just say stop resisting, and it doesn't matter. They just shot somebody 10 times and they're trying to roll this guy over, and his body is stiffening up, right? Because he's dead. The guy's dead, and the body and the nerves and the muscles are starting to stiffen up. Stop resisting, and the guy's dead.
Right. And that's, Officer Matthew Kruger of the Fort Worth Police Department had the nerve, that animal, because I'll call him what he is, that animal had the nerve to say stop resisting to a woman who is clearly unconscious, clearly exhibiting agonal breathing, head trauma. And we've seen the booking photo. Horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I saw your video on your channel where she mentions that she has stitches on her mouth, stitches on her head, stitches, her elbow was dislocated, completely dislocated, and her shoulder, I believe. So she went through some serious physical trauma by this animal, Matthew Kruger, and all because he immediately told her, again, I want to speak to the bootlickers and the sheep out there. Whatever you think about the 4 charges against her, you cannot tell me that in your heart you believe that this young man slamming this 57-year-old woman to the ground, because that's what it looks like. We don't have the body camera footage yet, CJ. We don't have the security camera footage. But what it looks like to me is that he grabbed her, slammed her to the ground on her face and head, on her head, and told her to stop resisting after she's clearly unconscious. What kind of clearly excessive force, clearly criminal behavior? Can you tell me a little bit about Matthew Kruger? This is not the first time he's had involvement with people that are just filming him, and he has a history. Can you explain to me a little bit about his history from what you know?
Yeah, so this guy's got a violent history. He was fired from Irving PD, which is near up in that area, in the DFW area. Was fired from Irving PD for using excessive force and other things. They ended up firing him. He sued the department. Of course, the police union came to his aid, and they worked out some agreement to where he was able to kind of move on. Well, guess what? Fort Worth went ahead and picked him up, because they can't have enough tyrant cops at Fort Worth PD. So why not add another one here? And so he comes here. I've got another client, actually, and he lets me talk about this, so it's fine. But a lot of auditors know who Manuel Mata is. He pulled a gun on Manuel Mata for crossing the street, literally just crossing the street. He wasn't resisting. He wasn't running. He crossed the street and he was walking down the sidewalk. And Matthew Kruger, I call him Freddy Krueger because he's a nightmare in DFW, pulls a gun on him and starts ordering him to, put his hands up and all this other for crossing the street. And then he charges my client again with evasion and interference and all these other things, just like he did with this client. Now, I got all those charges dismissed. And part of that was because of who Kruger is and of the fact that everything's on video. Like, I don't understand how Kruger, one, continues to do what he's doing, knowing that he's being filmed, and especially when being filmed. I mean, think about this. The guy's doing this knowing he's on camera.
Right.
What does that tell you about the environment in Fort Worth PD?
Yeah, the culture.
yeah, the culture that these guys are doing this knowing they're being recorded, knowing they've got their body cameras on. And so here we have the exact same thing. This is your typical Matthew Kruger, Freddy Krueger. I'm going to commit felonies and then charge the victims of my crimes with crimes. That's
Sounds to me-
the Kruger culture.
Right. Sounds to me, we all heard of the Brady list. There needs to be a Kruger list of unhinged lunatic law enforcement officers out there that will commit felonies against law-abiding citizens. Again, she's filming him. She's not interfering in any way. She is exercising her First Amendment right. As you know, there's case law in that district. Turner v. Driver did amazing work and got that case law implemented there. And we have the right to film the police. It is pretty clear. And he just doesn't like that, it seems. Doesn't like being on camera, doesn't like transparency, and the lack of accountability. When I hear you talk about how he was fired from a police department and then now he's able to work at Fort Worth, that just tells me what I've seen throughout the years I've been doing this, is that there's zero accountability in law enforcement. Zero. People like to talk about, would they need better training? This would all stop if there was accountability. If Kruger was taken off the streets back at his previous department, she wouldn't have ended up in the hospital. Caroline wouldn't have ended up in the hospital, all for filming him. For the other two officers on the scene, and that they're a disgrace as well for not doing anything to stop this unhinged lunatic.
No, there were five officers on the scene.
5 of them.
There were 2 close by, right there, but there were 3 other officers in the area.
Wow.
Right there in that spot. So that's the other issue. Why weren't these ladies saying, these lady cops going, all right, Matt, that was uncalled for. You're under arrest for official oppression and misuse of office. You're under arrest for aggravated assault causing bodily injury.
That's the problem, CJ. That they would never do something like that, because if they did, they would be seen as the pariah department, not Kruger. The whole department would be like, oh, these are the officers we need to look out for because they're going to hold us accountable. They're going to snitch, quote unquote, snitch on us. They cross the thin blue line. It's a gang mentality. They call each other brother. That's what gangs do. They call each other brother. They look out for each other. They make sure that, no matter what that person does, they're going to have their back. And that just can't be in law enforcement. That can't be the mentality, or else we're not going to, have a fair and just system here with transparency. So I'm shocked. When I saw the video and I heard the agonal breathing, I was completely shocked. I was heartbroken. That's such an animal. Like Matthew Kruger would do such a thing. I think the Freddy Krueger moniker that you put on him is well fitting. Where do we go? What do you want the people to know, and where do we go from here?
Well, obviously, if you're in the area, what I want people to start doing, especially if you're a citizen of Fort Worth and Tarrant County, is go to the city council meetings until this guy's fired. They need to, and if they can't go to the city council meeting, they need to be sending letters to the mayor, sending letters to every single city council person. I would even say don't send an email. Actually type out something, print it, sign it with a pen, put it in an envelope, spend the 50 cents on a stamp. Let them know that this really does mean something to you, not just, I can send a quick email and be done with it and go about my life. Let them know that you're willing to put a 50-cent stamp on a piece of paper and have it mailed directly to them so that they've got something they have to hold in their hands going, guys, this might be a problem.
Right.
And the next thing we've got to do is start demanding accountability. We've got to, and a lot of people probably don't know this. I'm retired law enforcement, so it's not like I just hate cops. I really hate bad cops.
Right.
And what's unfortunate is who are the good cops anymore? Because if you've got one bad cop and 4 standing around watching the bad cop do his bad things, you've actually got 5 bad cops.
Right.
And if it's only a few bad apples, well, where are the good ones? Where are the ones saying this is uncalled for? This is and at the very least going, you know what? Okay, even if I'm not going to arrest you, you are not sending her to jail.
Exactly.
Right.
Even if she had committed interference, your actions just negated any opportunity for us to convict.
Right.
Or you know what? She's already been punished.
It happened within seconds. He said, across the street, she was filming, cars being towed. It wasn't like, you know, a criminal investigation, you know, a murder
Nope.
scene or any type of emergency situation. They were towing vehicles out of a private parking lot. And
There was
go ahead.
Yeah, there was no crime scene. There were no suspects. There was no investigation. There was no body lying around. This, just like you said, this was cops towing vehicles from private property, and she was filming it. And Freddy Krueger didn't like it, and he does what he does best. He pulled out the claws and he started slashing and dashing, killing
Right.
people and putting them to sleep.
It was, you know, the amount of time that it took for it to escalate to where it did truly shocks me. It was seconds. He says, stand across the street. Nope, you're under arrest. Boom, slams her to the ground, was what I think happened. I'm pretty sure the body camera footage will confirm that. Slams her to the ground on her head. Immediately, she's
Yes.
unconscious, agonal breathing,
her around.
and he continues to say, stop resisting. There's no words for it. And, you know, that's why I wanted to bring you on, and I appreciate you coming on. I wanted them to speak. I wanted to speak with her attorney. You know, I know she's not doing well. She has serious injuries, and you know, but I wanted to bring on her attorney so that way the people could see what's going to happen next. So now, what have you reached out to the prosecutor's office? Have you reached out to the police department?
So I've reached out to both. No one's gotten back with me today. I have demanded criminal charges be pressed. If they don't charge him with assault causing bodily injury or aggravated assault, then I'm going to go to the grand jury myself with charging documents. And then I've also contacted the police department, trying to get the reports. And I've also contacted surrounding businesses and have already spoken with some of the owners who said they've looked at the footage. They are saving, and they've already saved and archived the footage so it doesn't get deleted.
Good.
And that my client did nothing wrong, and that they were
Wow.
appalled by what they saw.
Anybody would.
Wow,
And, I mean,
it goes.
I didn't see much. You know, we when we just watched the video, you know, it's mostly a black screen.
ISCC, Chris.
I could just picture being there and seeing this man slamming a woman to the ground. She's a 57-year-old woman, and you needed to slam her on her head on concrete in order to get her in handcuffs. It just doesn't make sense. It's clear on excessive force. And like I said, to all the bootlickers and sheep out there, oh, she should have complied, went across the street. He didn't even give her a chance to comply. He said, go across the street or I'm going to arrest you. And she asked a question. She said, why? This isn't a crime scene, right? It's not a crime scene. It's nothing. Why? How dare she ask a question, right?
How dare
Bootlickers
she?
and sheep, how dare she ask a question of a public servant, and then for asking that question, get slammed on concrete on her head? It makes no sense. And that's why, you know, bootlickers, and they're even worse than cops, because you're not even part of their brotherhood. They don't care about you. They will do it to you as well. They'll do it to your family. They don't care. You're just sitting on your couch and you're just idolizing law enforcement officers and thinking they're all heroes. I'm not anti-law enforcement in any way, and people know that. I've worked with departments across the country, you know, to try and bridge the gap and bring us together. But to say that all law enforcement officers are heroes is just ignorant. It's just ignorant. A hero is a title that's earned. It's not given when you took a job. And Freddy Krueger here, Officer Matthew Krueger, I want to put his real name on. Officer Matthew Krueger is a complete nightmare, and he needs to be removed from the Fort Worth Police Department immediately. So
Someone's going to get killed.
right. Listen, and somebody will lose their life if he keeps. It's only escalating, right? He pulls a gun on somebody. Now he's putting a 57-year-old woman in. Like, I was taught growing up never to put your hands on a woman. Like, I understand law enforcement officers, they have to arrest women sometimes. I get that, but there was no need to put a 57-year-old woman, throwing her on the ground, causing those serious injuries. If you look at the picture of her, it's absolutely disgusting what happened to her. There's no need for that. It looks,
and she's a small woman. She's like 5'3", I think.
It's truly sad. CJ, I know you're busy. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I really appreciate you coming on and giving us a little update. Make sure you guys go subscribe to CJ's YouTube channel and to Caroline in Fort Worth for updates on the situation. I'll be following it very closely. I'm thinking about taking a trip to Fort Worth myself, so stay tuned to the channel. Again,
thanks,
CJ,
Sean.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Fellow Patriots, Caroline needs all of our support now more than ever. If you would like to donate to assist with her legal and medical bills, the links to do so will be in the description and pinned comment of this video. I will also leave a link to her channel, Carolina in Fort Worth. After watching this video, I was shook to my core.
What's
It
up,
is
Al?
truly heartbreaking what Caroline had to go through. I wish her a very speedy recovery. I know she is a very strong woman, and she will get through this, and she will continue to exercise her First Amendment right to hold law enforcement accountable. Hit the like button on this video and share it everywhere you can so we can expose Tyrant Officer Matthew Krueger to the world. Stay tuned to the channel for updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit. Peace.
Okay, guys. What topic you want to discuss? Let me know what topic you want. Let me start talking about it a bit.
Yes, and if you want to come, you got to go to Gregory's channel to get the link and then come on up and chit chat with
Yep.
us.
Yeah, you want what topic you want to discuss before we start the second video?
What's the second
sent you-
video? You didn't tell me.
Oh, that's a 12-year-old kid?
You send it to me?
Yeah. Any guys want to talk any topics? It could be anything. I have topics too, but I want you
Like
guys.
everybody should get some water and drink it. Keep yourself hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I only say that because it's going to be 110.
Yeah,
100%
not beer,
today.
water.
Yeah, awa.
Yeah, water, not water with beer mixed together. Water.
Ew. Who drinks water
Beer
and
is
beer?
water. You know that. You know that. It's made with water. Beer.
Yeah, it's fermented, ain't it?
Yeah.
Fermented.
You guys didn't know that, huh? Beer mixed. Yeah. Beer made with water.
Thank you. Much love. You're welcome.
How you doing? And yeah, Chris. Yeah, can't right now. I'm on a train. I have a service. Yeah, because I would tease you. That's why. Like 5 or 6 male do, you know. That's why.
No, he said he's on the train.
I
Choo
know
choo.
that I'm talking with him. You know.
I know. You're busting his balls.
What do you guys think all about the body cam? What do you guys think? I think
That
they
area
have
cops you
more.
wear?
They have more. Like the
There probably
person
is more.
was saying it wasn't her fault. You know?
It
Then
wasn't
you know-
her fault.
You know what gets me? Why doesn't somebody inside the building help her? That's what I don't understand.
Anybody could have helped her.
Yes.
Even,
Yeah,
even
people
those
think
cops
that.
could have helped her.
Not cops. I'm talking.
No, but I'm saying those two lady cops could have actually helped her instead of what they did, but they didn't.
They have this both cops are clueless. I bet they freaking knew. Not even 1 year in the force, probably. You know? Maybe 6
yeah.
months. You know?
And they're learning the stupid
Yeah,
way
they're
to.
standing doing like this. She's bleeding. No shit, no duh. Oh, she's a rich. She's can. Oh, the freaking Kruger talked to her. She's unconscious. How can it be? How can it be resistant if you're unconscious?
Hi, Calgary.
Yeah, no brainer. You know.
C4. C40. All right, hold on, cause oh wait, I sent it to myself.
Mm.
Let me look for it.
Well, guys, on the first is going to have starting the first. I'm going to discuss more topics and more videos coming up. You know.
Double the more fun with Gregory.
Yeah, 3 people. Somebody must be live.
I stole all your people. They're in my channel.
Hmm.
But yeah, somebody probably is live. It's what, Thursday?
Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter what time you go live. Oh, Yahoo Live. You know, Yahoo. But how about the people that don't know him? Yeah. The people broadcast.
Can we play this one, Gregory?
Huh? Yes.
Can we play this one? Okay.
Yeah, check it. It's no copyright, nothing. Just click the information. Yeah, on the bottom, just click it to see if it's
Yeah.
copyright or not. Doesn't say
In the
is it?
description, you mean?
Yeah. Because some news don't count, some news stations. You know what I mean? Like CBS,
Yeah.
NBC, you know, they don't care. You know?
Well, because it's news.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got to click me up.
Yeah, but CNN, you gotta be careful. CNN. I don't know what happened to 12 years old. I can't find no video on her. Where's side?
There's no information?
I don't know. I can't find it.
I'm sure they'll talk about it. What's up, Lemmy?
Hey, Lemmy.
I'm sure they'll talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see what I can find real quick.
I just noticed that when I went through my phone. You know? 12 years old. Young.
On behalf of the family, I want to thank you for being here. Your presence gave us a glimpse
Yeah. Okay.
of the impact Jocelyn has made
You could do that.
on so many lives
Yeah, it's fine.
and on so many people.
Oh, is this the one that they lured her?
If you make sure your phones are either on silent, do not
Oh.
disturb, anything other than-
Oh, no, it's two.
Turn them off.
I'll tell you right now. Let's watch this
That would
first.
be great.
Thanks, Lemmy.
For this summer occasion, we have a number of elected officials who have joined us to show their support. And one of those leaders is our elected.
This is in Texas, too.
Damn it. Okay. Texas is having not a problem. Texas.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Greg Abbott supposed to be good. Is Greg Abbott is from Texas or no?
I think so. Well, he's running it, so I think so.
Huh.
Personally, thank everyone that's present.
He's a Republican?
Means so much to me.
I think so.
Oh, no wonder why. Yeah, Republicans are stupid. And both parties are stupid.
Okay, so what I read about is she was unalived and left in a creek by two Venezuelan men.
Ooh.
Yeah, so as we're going through these times, with letting illegals in and or immigrants, whatever you want to call them, we're letting them in, and
Are you sure the immigrants or they live in Texas?
they're Venezuelans.
Oh wow!
In Venezuela, there's two Venezuelan men accused of unaliving the 12-year-old and leaving her in a creek.
Alive?
Unalived. I'm trying not to say. Well, they strangled her. Yeah.
Ouch!
So they did other stuff to her too, but they strangled her. Yeah, so they did stuff to her, and she was only 12 years old. So Yeah, and Houston, Texas. So that's what they did to her.
Both of them. Lemmy.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
What do you mean, both of them?
Both of them being illegals.
Oh, the Republicans are trying to shut it down. The Democrats are wanting it to be open. Because when Trump was in there, he shut it down where we were stop having so many.
Not
of them coming in.
really. Not really.
Well, yeah, no, not really. Because we were still
Yeah, not
having even
really.
the Chinese
Yeah.
people coming in. So
Because the problem is, you know what? The judge wants to come in. It's the judges. It's not the president. It's not the Congress. It's the judge.
the Supreme Court.
Yep. That's a fact. It's not Republicans. Not the
And Congress.
Hmm?
It's Supreme Court and Congress.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
I'm
Yep.
very willing to see your body to help identify Johnson. Was at the police station, he was already working around the clock.
I bet you what that Lemmy is.
She wants me to call her.
Disagree with me. What now?
Keep telling her,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, let me hear.
Let's
Here's the
see,
link.
do not understand, obviously, my Esther can't receive Johnson. I even on my duties to explain to her that
Here you go, buddy.
medical exam and do his job. And to do everything possible for her. Obviously, everyone that you in our place knows how personal this tragedy is for each one of us. Every Houstonian, everyone in our region. As a father and grandfather, it's very personal. Because I know what's going through your mind when
One people.
you read about it.
West side.
what?
Thought of losing your child.
One people. Me. That's it.
Horrible, sir. It gets no worse.
Really?
And today,
Mm-hmm.
thanks you for allowing me, for asking me to speak. It gives me an opportunity to speak.
You should was later, probably. Not
In
5.
our region
You know?
and across the state.
Let's use live right now.
We're sad, but we're also angry. 12-year-olds are not supposed to be taken off the streets of great city like Houston and brutally threatened and murdered. We've done everything we can and will continue to support the family. Finances. Should mean we didn't have to worry about the cost of the funeral arrangement. That we have now. We set up a fund account with a $35,000 goal to pay for those costs. It's now at $80,000 and will be used by the family for necessities. Wesley is missing over 2 weeks of work. So Houston is doing what it does so well during a crisis. We come together. We're sad that we're outraged and angry that this would happen in our community, or any community. God does not allow us to choose when we lose a loved one. But He does allow us to celebrate that life, even a life that is short, is just. So today is a celebration of that young life. And I've been around the family the last 10 days. You can witness it yourself today. This child is different from everyone she met. Quite frankly, she's making an impact on all of us. A little bit of our life was lost with us, and we will never be the same when you read and hear about the horrific condition and circumstances of this murder.
Discovered I got a flat tire and no one can help. It pays to be prepared. Keep this in your glove box. This thing is amazing. Why didn't I get
Go to the Cadillac Vigil last Friday night. About 12 fellow students spoke. Her love of animals, her dancing, her musical instruments. This was a dynamic young person that was living the life of a 12-year-old with the challenges. Lexi, her mother, told me she was financing the braces at $240 a month. This is the face I want Houstonians to know about Jocelyn. $240 a month. And this mother was a teenage mother. Had Jocelyn at 15. They were the best of friends. They grew up together. That's what is so painful. But we're celebrating the impact she's had on each and every one of us. It won't be lost. And there will be a commitment on all of our parts to recognize the happiness that she brought to her family and friends. The diversity of her community was so visible last Friday night. Candlelight Vigil. People just wanted to speak. Huge extended family, 2 grandmothers, uncles, cousins. It was really something to behold, to see the coming together of the community in pain and anger. Before I close, I've got to emphasize the work that HPD did. The incident happened during the night. The crime happened during the night, approximately 2. HPD went into all hands on deck. I was there in the streets at the scene that evening with Chief Satterwhite. Every division that you can imagine, the Northside Crime Suppression Group,
I'm live on both channels too.
homicide. These officers had
Nice.
children, and I could read it and see it in their eyes, in their effort. They weren't going to rest until they found the suspects at that time. I watched them on the streets of Kirkendall, going every direction, pulling retail, video, went to a skate park, a Metro parking ride. They were desperate to find violent offenders that had killed this young lady to get them off the streets. Houstonians want to thank HPD. They did their job, and I've been around police my whole political career. I've been to scenes of accidents, shootings, other critical incidents. Nothing like the way they attacked this. And we need to thank them as Houstonians. They did their job with passion and determination like you've never seen before. In closing,
You got nobody now, West Side.
we support the family. We change laws. It's great that we see state officials like the lieutenant governor, the governor's wife, others, county officials, city officials. We need to do our job to make certain that the criminal justice system works and works for Jocelyn. Yes, we spoke out, and there was a high bond set. They shouldn't have a bond at all. And we will monitor that. And in closing, let me just let Lexi know, everyone know, the father know, each of you, Houstonians know, you're not going away.
You want something
We're going
else?
to monitor this case
Kind of boring.
all the way through the criminal justice system.
Yeah, let's see. Something
Yeah.
else.
It's
I don't
okay
think
for
nobody
fun,
will.
this thing, you know?
Yeah. Hey,
Hey,
Road.
Warlock Channel, what's up?
Road. Fuck. you know.
You're on my second channel. I'm live on both channels. I'm live on my main one and my second channel. Did you get notification on both channel or only one? Maybe I'm gonna do two. Maybe I'm gonna do that for a couple months until everybody knows I have two channels. What do you think? Wayside?
All right. Maybe.
Yeah.
Galveston's live.
Okay, go on.
I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, this one only? Wow. Huh. Okay. Because I'm on my main. I'm on my main one too.
Just a city council meeting?
I think so, yeah.
Very good. Bobby Kennedy. Bobby. Nice to see you, Bobby. Thank you.
Bobby Kennedy, I'm a resident here in Galveston, St. Louis, book up and by my house. I both know. I'm here to talk about agenda items. First, I want to give a couple shout outs. I want to shout out to Officer McMillan, the GPD, who is one of the best I've ever seen handling our newfound citizen, Robert Harvey, who goes by Harvey Freebird on YouTube. He's excellent. He's done a textbook. So that's how y'all supposed to deal with these people the way Officer McMillan has done. Also, I want to give another shout out to our Marshal Stroud, Marshal Bruce Stroud, for his professionalism. If you want to see the difference between a professional arrest being conducted professionally versus one that by POS with a badge that shouldn't have a badge, just go to Galveston moving forward and watch Angry Citizen versus the peace officer. Watch the arrest of Jason by Butch Stroud during a Mardi Gras versus the arrest of this lady named Caroline in Fort Worth. She goes by Carolina Fort Worth, what that officer did there. You'll see the difference between a professional and one that doesn't deserve to have a badge. You watch those two videos, okay? I also want to talk about a recent event that happened with Mr. Harvey and Bruce Redmond back here, who goes to Galveston Island Transparency. They was doing their live videos, doing their thing, their citizen journalism, and they was walking down the sidewalk, and I screen TV at home, and I was seeing what their eyes was, okay? And they was walking up to like a fire scene, and they walked past this fire truck. And as they walked past this fire truck, the guy inside the fire truck blared his siren. Woo! I jumped. Remember, I'm at home watching the TV screen. I was there, and it scared me. I jumped. And the way they turned around and they reacted, had I been on the scene, I would have done the same thing. I would have turned around, I would flip him off, F-bombs, and I would have been real hard the way I talked to him with the way this transpired. But what happened next is really bad and it needs to be addressed immediately, okay? This fire chief, he backed his truck up in 61st Street and he aimed the wheels at Harvey Freebird, and he did, in fact, use his truck to assault Harvey Freebird. There's no way of getting around it, okay? I really hate to say it, but he did, and it's something that everybody needs to address. He needs to be relieved of duty immediately, and then the further investigation, okay? Now, I was watching, and the fact is, I was walking down the street on the sidewalk, not bothering nobody, and they passed this fire truck, and he blared that siren. When he did, I jumped. And their natural reaction was to turn around, and do their thing the way they are. They're very, very, very smart, Alex. But what the fire chief did, the man driving that fire truck, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. So that's why I was here. I just wanted to make sure of that. And I think they're going to address where one of our officers on Seawall pulled up a UTMB professor and they arrested her. They held her for 3 or 4 hours before they gave her a breath test and then they let her go. She still blew a O2, and they blew the test right away. She would have been PWI, so they did her a favor.
Bobby, I'm sorry your time is up, sir.
All right, bud. Very good. I'll have you on a good day now.
Nice to see you, Bobby. Ricky Bobby.
They're good for you, man.
Good. Is there a Ricky
Are
Bobby?
you gonna speak up there?
All right. Claudia, Claudia.
Oh, this is Harvey.
Oh.
All right.
That's my real name, Ricky Bobby.
All right.
I wasn't sure if,
No, go ahead.
hello, I wasn't sure if, you guys had heard yet that the, fire chief tried to run me over the other night, but I guess this man, Bobby, just addressed it. But yeah, we were walking down the public sidewalk and, we were fixing to leave because we realized that the police weren't there pretty quickly because we normally film the police. We don't have a problem with the police or the fire department, but the fire department doesn't ever violate people's rights. So that's why we mainly film the police. We noticed the police weren't there and we were getting ready to go when Chief Roy out of nowhere blew my eardrum and bruises. And yes, I was upset. I turned around. My first thought was, why would you do that? You know, there's three other options that he could have chose to do before blowing my eardrum out with an air horn. He could have, A, got his lazy ass out of the truck and said, hey, we need you to move. Can you move, please? And we would have moved. He could have rolled his window down and asked us to move or hollered at us. Or he could have honked his horn, which wouldn't have blew my eardrum out, even though it would have been rude and loud. But he didn't choose any of those options. He chose to blow our eardrums out. Not once, not twice. I think it was 4 times, Bruce. 4 times.
And then fight when he fled the
4
scene.
times. And what I want to know is why the video is clear. It was intentional. It was premeditated. And it was a crime. This was not an accident. This was a crime. This was an assault because it was intentional. And I want to know, why hasn't he been arrested? Why wasn't he arrested on the scene? We showed the officers the video. Two of us were live streaming it. It live streamed directly to the internet. And I just, I think about why he wasn't arrested. And I think about Sergeant McNeil, what happened to him a few months ago when he was flying down Broadway, no lights and no sirens, and he hit a woman and killed her. And it was malicious, and he should have been charged, but he wasn't charged. So my question is, who are the real sovereign citizens? Is Troy going to be a sovereign citizen like McNeil, or is he going to be held accountable? And that's a question. I'm not making accusations. If you guys don't arrest him or charge him, you're putting the message out that he's a sovereign citizen and he's above the law, that everybody in the city employees are above the law, and people like me don't matter. That will be the message that you guys are putting out if nothing is done about him. And, okay.
All right, Taps.
The next thing I want to talk about before my time runs out is why some police officers have portable breath tests in their vehicles.
Welcome in.
All the time, people getting DUIs and getting arrested, their cars towed, getting taken to the police station, and then they pass the breath test and they're not drunk. Like this woman right here. It's ridiculous. They need to have portable breath. She was on chemo for a month, and they gave her a DUI because the chemo had her balance messed up. They took her to the police station. I just obtained the body camera footage a couple of days ago. She was not drunk, and that's what happens when you're cooperating.
We are watching
They do.
Galveston Island.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Harvey Freebird
Claudia Hill.
at a city council meeting.
Oh, we just seeing videos.
Ricky Bobby out.
You know?
You ain't first, you're last.
You're in West Side Channel, not Gregory's.
I'm not a big drinker. Last time I was drunk was probably 25 years ago. I was arrested by Officer Calderon on 63rd Street at Seawall at 1 a.m. on April 27th. And yes, I was out past midnight because it's bad. I was heading back to my house in Lafitte's Cove from celebration of
Yeah, I kind of figured.
at the San Luis because I had finished chemotherapy. I was on it for 5 months now. And I had surgery because of breast cancer. I was finally able to drink alcohol after months and months of not being able to. I had 3 drinks over 6 hours, while also having appetizers, a leisurely dinner, and dessert, and no feeling of any.
Okay, you take care. Thank you for
Later,
coming.
Rose.
Officer Calderon stopped me and asked me if I had anything to drink. I told him yes. I had 3 drinks over 6 hours. I told him that I was eating and the whole time. It was a very dark and windy night.
After this, I'm going to end this. It's
He asked me
dinner
to get
time.
out of the car and do the walk
All right.
on the straight line
Yeah.
test.
Well, it's gonna go on for a little bit. So
1 foot test, and
when you end it,
well, I told him, you know, I could.
Okay, let's end it right now. Then we can play some other time. You know?
And I couldn't see very well.
okay.
Okay. Bye, guys. I'll talk to you later.